This spring, we're gonna combine two of our spring traditions into one thing. We used to make an unfiltered sake with cherry blossoms in it. And then we also, around late spring, usually make Doburoku. We make Doburoku a couple times a year. It is a very rustic type of sake from Japan. Homebrewing technically is illegal in Japan, but a lot of farmers and some people in their home will make a very rough kind of sake called Doburoku. Unlike our full-size brewery, we don't press any of the material out. So the Doburoku, when it's done fermenting, still has all of this amazing rice and koji in there. A lot of times in Japan, they'll just bottle it like that. It has a very short shelf life, and that doesn't really work for us here at the brewery. So what we've devised is a pretty cool method. We remove the Doburoku from the keg, and then we use an immersion blender to blend all those bits of rice and koji up. This makes the Doburoku a little more drinkable. Without it, it literally has whole chunks of rice in it. And while that is cool for some people, it doesn't make it very drinkable in a social setting, whether it's the tap room or we usually make this for Sake Day East, which is a sake festival here in Boston. So as you're standing around talking to people, you're literally chewing on whole pieces of rice. We wanted to make it a little more drinkable. So we puree the Doburoku, and then we add it to mason jars with just a touch of water to thin it out a little bit. You can see after you puree it, it is very thick. It is almost pudding texture. And so we add just a smidge of water to make it so it'll at least come out of your cup at a festival. And this year, we're combining a cherry blossom sake that we usually make with our Doburoku. So we've added a little bit of cherry blossom powder to each jar before we pasteurize it. It will give the Doburoku a really amazing floral and fruity note that is in addition to the fruity notes already in the Doburoku. It's a single ingredient product. It is just freeze-dried cherry blossoms from Japan. And so we came up with like a good amount to add where you still get the beautiful floral perfume properties, but it doesn't completely overwhelm the Doburoku. Once we get this all pureed and in the jars, we will fire up an immersion circulator. Chefs use it to do sous vide cooking. We have one here in the brewery because some things in the lab need to be sterilized in small amounts, whether it's water for rehydrating yeast or some sake experiments. So we will cap these jars with our Doburoku and the Sakura blossoms inside. And then we'll run the immersion circulator for about 45 minutes to thoroughly pasteurize each jar. There's a lot of active yeast still in here. Koji, these will keep fermenting if we don't pasteurize them. And we tried to do unpasteurized Doburoku here at the brewery, but you just need it for a longer period of time than Doburoku would normally have. Regular Doburoku that's not pasteurized, you're probably looking at, maybe a week or two, and then it just keeps fermenting and will get drier and drier and drier. We like ours a little on the sweet side, really thick, rich, with lots of rice and koji in it. So pasteurization seemed to be the best answer for that. This way, we can hang on to it for several different events, and the Doburoku will be fresh and delicious every time we pour it. So you want to make sure the water level in the immersion circulator comes to almost the top of the sake. The sake will expand a tiny bit. One, you're heating it up, so it'll expand. And the other reason is that it is still actively fermenting and has quite a bit of CO2 in it. So all that CO2 will break out when you start heating the sake. So leave a little bit of room for expansion. You'll definitely need it. I'm going to put my immersion circulator on for 70 degrees C for 45 minutes. That means the timer won't start until the water reaches 75 degrees C. That way you ensure that the center of the jar is the temperature that you want it, not just the water in the bath. The other day we ran another round of these, and the water bath was at 70, and I opened one of the jars and measured it, and the jar was at 52. So there is quite a lot of lag. So 45 minutes to an hour would give you adequate time to sterilize these jars. Doburoku is a super interesting sake style because it's not really made in massive quantities anywhere. There are some people trying to bring it back. It's a very old school style that the first time I had it was on a rice farm, and somebody literally just made it in the sort of rice storage building in a plastic bucket like anyone would make homebrew. So there are some breweries that are making it. There's also some temples and shrines in Japan that are licensed by the government to make Doburoku as part of their religious practices. But it is definitely a kind of homebrew DIY thing. So I've talked to people who brewed, Doburoku with baker's yeast, like bread yeast. They can, in Japan, Koji is readily available, so you can always get Koji to convert the rice, but the yeast is not super available like it is here in America, where there's a robust homebrewing community. So I've talked to people who fermented it with bread yeast. I've talked to people who fermented it with wild yeast, so they just mixed it and let it ferment naturally. And so we, being a brewery, have a couple modern concessions. We fermented this in a stainless steel vessel under temperature control, so we're not just throwing it outside in a shed to let it ferment. We also pitched a modern yeast strain so that we get some nice fruity flavors to go along with all that rice and Koji. So a couple modern concessions. There are a couple of modern Doburoku bottled styles that actually I've seen in the United States. And so they tend to be kind of low alcohol and sweet, so 9% as opposed to 16 to 18. This one will end up being about 12% after we add a little bit of water and stuff to thin it out a little bit. But we like to make ours sort of in a traditional style, so we tend to make it higher alcohol. But the ones that are in bottles that I've seen in stores and restaurants here in Massachusetts tend to be low alcohol and very sweet. So 9%, 8%, very sweet. So if that's your thing, sweet and creamy, full of rice, then that's a perfect style for you. There's not a lot of information about making Doburoku, but it's not really that different than making sake. There is one Japanese book that I own at home about making Doburoku and homebrewed alcohols. There's also an amazing Instagram channel called Misato Doburoku that we'll link to down below that you can check out. She's running a company in Totoriken and making traditional Doburoku and trying to get it to catch on in Japan.